Hello, in this training video, I will be covering the task custom reports and also some administrative reports. When I first log into Revolution, I'm going to want to come up to the left corner and hover over what looks like a bar graph. You can see it says reports, and then I'm just going to click into that. I'm going to come down to tasks since we're going to be running these reports specifically, and then I'm going to click on task search. This is going to pull up a task search list. So if I have created past reports related to tasks, they're going to appear in the search. And once you create it once, it'll be in the system unless you choose to delete it for whatever reason. We are going to create a new task search today. So I'm going to come up to my right-hand corner and go to add, and I'm going to go to add report. So this is going to pull up a custom query builder at this point. The first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to name my report. So I'm just going to put all tasks for 2019. I can put a description in here if I would like to. And access role. You can see that the description and the access role do not have a red asterisk next to them, and that is because they are not required fields like the name is. That means that if your name is really just the description of what that report is, you don't necessarily have to retype it in the description, but you certainly can. It's up to you how your office decides to use that. On the left-hand side, I have available field, and I have different options that I can use in this report. I'm going to open up task to start with, and I'm going to pull over a couple of different options right here. So if I scroll down, I'm able to see the different options that are within this task option. I'm going to search by task created on. So since I'm searching by that, I'm going to pull this task created on up to my search criteria. You can see as I'm dragging it over, there is a red ball with a line through it. That means that if I let go of it right now, it's not going to drop into my search criteria field. I need to bring it all the way up to search criteria right up here. And then when I get my little black ball with the plus in the center, I can drop it in there. So the search criteria is referring to this is what you want the system to search by to pull the results that you would like to see in your report. So my task created on, you have to choose an operator. So I'm actually going to choose between so that I can put in a date range. So I want to search for any task that was created in 2019. And I'll just go ahead and put today's date since we are not quite at the end of the year yet. My result field is what I want to see on my actual report. So maybe I want to see the task description. I could put that into my result field. If it's linked to a patient, I could put the patient name. I could put maybe who the task was created by. So I'm going to bring that actually over to my result fields. I'm just going to close tasks. And I'm going to come down to patient demographic, and I'm going to put the patient's first name and also their last name in here. The last option that I have is a sort field. So if I would like to sort this out, maybe I'm going to come back up to task, and I want to sort it by who created the task. And you can see you can sort that by either ascending or descending. If there's an item on this report that you decide you do not want, you can click the red remove button and it'll take that off of there. I want to come to my lower left corner and click save to ensure my report saves. It does put the reports in alphabetical order. So you can see since I put the word all at the beginning, it's going to put it at the top, and then it's just going to alphabetize from there. Here's my description compared to a report that does not have a description. So it just gives you an idea of what that looks like. To run my report, I'm going to want to come over to the right-hand side, and there's a Run Report button. When I click that, at the bottom, it's going to bring me a list of any task that was created during that time frame. So you will more than likely have a much larger list than what I do. So what I would recommend is you can change this items per page to a larger number so that you can see more on your screen at a time. You can see that I have my patient name in there and then also the description of it. To the right of the report again, there is a copy button. When I click that, it allows you just to copy that report. So if I want to just search for maybe some different years, I'm going to take that copy of out, and maybe we'll search for 2017 to 2018 this time. Do a little bit bigger date range. I can make my change in here too, in that description field. And then I want to be sure to change my comparison value. Bump back here to the beginning of 2017, and I'm going to have it end at the end of 2018. I do want to save this again, and you can see it created another report. So it's a little bit of a time saver if you're just going to be changing a couple things with the report to use that copy button. Again, to run it, you're just going to slide to the right, click Run Report, and you'll get a list of your results. The other thing I want to show you here is this button towards the center right. When I click that, I do have an option to export this result list. It would export it into Excel so that you could work with it within Excel as you need to, or you could just simply print it out if you want. When you do hit print, it will give you that print preview screen. So if you just want to view it in a printed view on your computer, you could do that without having to actually print it out. At the bottom of the report, it will tell you the number of items. So if there were more than 10 here, and maybe I bumped it to 20, it will show you how many items are here. And then you can see the different page options as well. Next, if I come up here to my plus button, you can see that I have an import report option. That's going to allow you to pull forward any reports that we already have custom built in the system. So this is an uncompleted task report. So if I click that and hit import, I'm going to get a little message in the top right saying it was successfully uploaded. And then here that report is. I can go into this report and make changes again as I need to. So if you need to change that date range, you can come in here and change that date range. And then once you're done making those changes, you would want to hit save in that lower left corner. And then again, you just come back here, come on over and hit run report, and it'll pull the results. Now I didn't change my date range, so that just means I didn't have any data during the date range that was in there. The next report that I want to show you is custom reports under task. This is very similar to the import reports that I just showed you. In the top right corner, you can click add and you can go to import reports. This will again allow you to import a report that we already have built in the system. I'm going to click on this report here and hit import. That's going to pull it into my system. Again, I'm going to open it up and make changes to this comparison value as I need to. This time, let me actually bump it out a little bit here. See if we can get some results. I do want to hit save in the lower left corner again. And then this time for running it, you either are going to be able to export it or print it. So it's not going to run like the task search area did. It's either right away going to export it into Excel for you or print it out for you. Now we're going to come down to administration, and I'm going to go over the access reports. This providers area is specific to meaningful use in MIMS, which is covered separately. When I click on access, you can see that I have an access log. So this is just going to show me when employees are logging in and out of the system. So I'm going to come in here to myself, and I'm just going to go ahead and put in just today's date. If you put in a bigger date range, you're going to get a lot more results. So if you're looking for something specific, it's best to put in the actual date if you know a date, and then hit search. So you can see when this employee has logged in and out of the system. So you can see that I logged in at 8:49 and I logged back out at 9:21. And it shows you again when I logged back in and back out. It also shows you the duration that I was logged in each of those times. This here, there's no logout time, and that is either because I didn't click logout and I just closed the browser, or it could be that I'm still logged in, which is the case. You also have an audit log, which breaks down information a little bit more in detail. So I'm going to go ahead and put in yesterday and today for a date range. Again, I'm going to narrow it down by the user, and I could put a patient name in here if I was looking for something very specific, but I don't necessarily have to. When I hit search, it's going to show you basically my actions that were taken. So you can see that I was in Tyler Bell's patient file earlier, and it's going to show you what I did. So it's going to show you that I created an appointment for him, and then I also created an appointment for Henry, and then I confirmed that. It does show you as well that I have been in the query building area. It just is a nice tracking tool. That completes the training video for today. Thank you.